Here's a question that changed how I think about everything. Why does the idea of starting your own business feel risky, but giving your best years to someone else's company feel safe? Because something fundamentally shifted in the last few years. Solo founders are building companies alone, hitting millions in revenue, selling for 8 figures, doing things that used to require entire teams. And most people are still sitting in the meetings pretending it didn't happen. I noticed something about myself that I couldn't ignore. At 2 p.m. on a workday, I'm functional. I'm doing the job. I'm writing code, attending stand-ups meetings, reviewing PRs, responding to messages. But there's a ceiling on that energy. It's measured, controlled, and just enough to stay professional. And then 5 p.m. hits, and I'm on my own project. And something flips. The tiredness disappears. The ideas start to come faster. I'm solving problems that I actually care about, something that has my name on it, making decisions that actually matter to me. And that gap, the distance between how alive I feel at 2 p.m. versus 6 p.m., that gap is the signal. If you have ever felt that, you already know what I'm talking about. It's not that the job is terrible, it's the job does not need all of you. It needs your hands, it needs your hours. It doesn't need your creativity, your ambition, or the version of you that shows up when work actually means something. And that energy gap is not a phase. It's your body telling you that you are operating at a fraction of your capacity inside, but in someone else's system. And once I saw it, I could not unsee it. Here's what I think most people miss. The employment model is roughly 150 years old. Before that, most people were merchants, craftsmen, farmers, traders. They made things. They sold things. They owned their output. Then the Industrial Revolution needed body on factory floors, and the deal became simple. Show up, do what you're told, get paid, and don't think too much. And somewhere along the way, we started calling that stability. We built entire education systems around it. Get good grades, get a degree, get a job, climb the ladder, and retire at 65. That's the script. But here's the part nobody mentions. The script was written for factories, not for a world where one person with a laptop and an internet connection can build, sell, and scale a product that reaches millions of people. The employment model did not unlock human potential. It contained it. It took creative beings and turned them into components. And for a long time, that trade-off made sense. You needed capital, you needed infrastructure, you needed a team of 10 to do what a person can do today. That equation just broke. And this isn't theory, it's already happening. One person built a telehealth startup from his living room with $20,000 and a dozen of AI tools. No employees. $401 million in sales in the first full year. Another solo founders hit 250,000 users and sold to Wix for $80 million. These aren't outliers anymore. This is the pattern that we are seeing. The cost of running a full AI-powered business stack is a fraction of what a traditional team cost. The infrastructure that once required a company now fits on a laptop. And the CEO of Anthropic, the company behind Claude, predicted that the first billion-dollar one-person company will exist soon. He gave it like 70-80% odds. And that's not a hot take from random influencer. That's the head of one of the biggest AI companies in the world saying one person is enough. People keep talking about AI as a productivity tool. That undersells it by a factor of 100. AI did not make you faster at your existing job. It replaced the need of an entire team. Think about what a startup used to require. You needed a developer, a designer, a marketer, a copywriter, customer support, accounting, and HR if you scaled past 10 team members. But today, one person with the right AI stack handles product development, content creation, design, customer research, marketing. Think of it like a real estate. For decades, you needed capital, contractor, agents, lawyers to build wealth through property. Then platforms emerged that let individuals invest with a fraction of the barrier. AI did the same thing for businesses. It took the cost of starting, running, and scaling a business and compressed it so far down that the only real input left is judgment. Not capital, not headcount, not credentials, judgment, taste, the ability to choose the right problem and build the right solution. And that's why software engineers are in the most powerful position right now. Everyone else needs to hire a developer. You are the developer. One person who can code, who understands AI tools, and who has the discipline to sip, that person does not need a co-founder, a team, or even to raise money. They need a problem worth solving and the conviction to solve it. And let me make this concrete. Right now, I'm a back-end software engineer. That's the day job. Node, TypeScript, building APIs, but on the side, I'm building products. I'm building Mala, which is Hindu-based meditation app. You can check it out at malaspace.com. And when it's launched, I will be launching that soon for Android and iOS. Let me come back. And I'm building using AI. AI handles the parts I'm not expert in. I handle the architecture, the product, the decisions, and the things that require judgment in terms of design and development and security. And I'm building a content brand. This channel, the tweets, the articles, that's a one-person media company. Here's what I want you to understand. A one-person business does not mean you do everything manually. It means you own the decisions while AI handles the execution. You are the architect and AI is the construction crew. The playbook is simple. Find a problem that a specific group of people will pay to solve. Build the first version with AI-assisted development. Ship it, get feedback, improve it, and distribute through content. Your content becomes your marketing. Your product becomes your proof. Your judgment becomes your moat. Because you are the one person, you keep the equity, you keep the margins, you keep the freedom to change direction whenever the market tells you to. No board meetings, no stakeholder alignment, no sprints designed to make people busy feel productive. It's just you, your tools, and the discipline to sip. And here's the part that connects all of this. Humans were not designed to sit in cubicles. We weren't designed to attend meetings about meetings. We weren't designed to spend 40 years of building someone else's vision and call it a career. For most of human history, people created, they built, they traded, they solved problems for their community and earned a living from the value they produced. Entrepreneurship is not some modern invention for risk takers or MBAs. It is the oldest model of human work. It is how your grandparents' grandparents lived before someone else invented the 9 to 5. And that question from the beginning, why does building feel risky but employment feel safe? It's because the system taught you that way. The education system, the banking system, the social script, they all reward predictability. So a payslip, get a loan. So a LinkedIn title, get respect. So for 40 years, get a retirement party. But none of that protects you when the company restructures. None of that protects you when AI makes your role redundant. None of that protects you when you wake up at 45 and realize you spend your best creative years maintaining someone else's spreadsheet. And one-person business is not a trend. It's a return to how humans were supposed to work. AI just removed the last excuse. And here's what I believe and what most people won't say out loud. Employment is the real risk. Not because every job is bad, but because you're putting your income, your growth, your creative energy, your future into a system you don't control. One decision by one executive that you have never met can make your role disappear. Meanwhile, a one-person business, even a small one, diversifies your income, sharpens your judgment, and builds an asset that you own and gives you optionality that no salary ever will. People think the safe path is paycheck. I think the safe path is the thing you build when nobody is paying you to build it. That thing you'd work on at 11 p.m. even after a full day. That energy gap isn't a side effect, it's the compass. If you are an engineer, a creator, a builder, or someone who moved to a new country with nothing but ambition, a plan, the one-person business is not a luxury, it's the strategy. And if this resonates with you, I want to hear from you. Comment with one person business you'd build if money was not the constraint. And subscribe if you're building toward freedom, not just employment.